going on, my YouTube friends, my Patreon friends, my Army friends? We got some. I don't know if this is like a recap or an interview. I didn't want to get too far into it without inviting you all along for the journey. So this is compliments of our friend Mackenzie on the Patreon, and I appreciate this as per usual. This is BTS from Nobodies to Legends 2019. I don't really got much else to say. Give me the thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Check me out on Patreon if you want to send me your links too. The links in the description box. Ooh, I can shamelessly plug. I did the RM Tiny Desk. Fantastic, very emotional. Like the poetry, man, it just hit different. And like what I think is cool, here we go. Now I'm gonna ramble. What I think is cool is you can take like something that's super poppy, you can take something that's super synth heavy and all that stuff and production heavy and throw all the money at it. But if you strip that all away, just have a couple instruments and it's still a good song, like that says something, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Because that was all I heard, was just like some stripped down great music for 18 minutes, or I think I stretched it out to like 30. But anyways, my friends, I appreciate you coming along for the journey. Mackenzie, let's do this.
둘, 셋, 방탄! 안녕하세요, 방탄소년단입니다. 둘, 셋, 방탄! 안녕하세요, 방탄소년단입니다.
데뷔한 지 이제 오늘로 16일이니까 5일째인데요. 완전 생 초짜신입니다.
옷은 뭐예요?
네, 감독님들이 정말 저희들의 이름을 모르시거든요. 신인이다 보니
이 이름표가 없이도 저의 이름을 정말 아셔서 저의 얼굴만 보고도 누구신지 아실 수 있게, 이 이름표가 없이도 저의 이름을 정말 아셔서 저의 얼굴만 보고도 누구신지 아실 수 있게 정말 그날까지 꼭 입어보도록 하겠습니다.
Wow, man.
정말 산 넘어 산이라는 말이 딱 맞는 게, 정말 데뷔하면 모든 게 다 잘 되고 뭔가 괜찮을 것 같았는데 정말 또 더 큰 세상을 보니까 더 큰 고민을 하게 되고.
Like, okay, I gotta break this up just because it's a reaction video. I never understood, like, on what grounds do you get to tell someone that they'll never make it? You know what I mean? And also, like, hindsight's 2020. I think it's important to have stuff like this, man, especially for people like me, because I watch BTS, man, and I try not to have biases, but I think how successful could a band be if you have the best coaches, or like anything, like pick a sport, anything. If you have the best coaches in the world, the best advisors in the world, and all that stuff. But it's like, what about all that like hard work and all that, like the 12 to 16 hours of practice a day? It's like, why do you think it works when that happens? Because you can't just throw money at someone with no good behaviors, good practices, consistent workflow, consistent like artistic ability, capacity. Like, no, it's just interesting, man. I knew there was a lot of hard work going into this, and I'm not trying to sound like a hater. Y'all know. I'm not a hater at all. It's just like, I think it's important to see that, like, you know, sharing bedrooms, man. Like 5-7 of y'all sharing bedrooms. From a dude's perspective, man, like from North America, a lot of North Americans would have a hard time with that. I'm not gonna group myself in with that, but I've seen it a lot. Yeah. Anyways.
Whoa! Shut the front door.
한호가 끝나기도 전에 비난이 몰려왔다. 열심히 하는 것만으로는 아무것도 이룰 수 없을 것 같았다. 꿈, 열정, 노력은 아무 힘이 없는 것 같았다.
BTS! 방탄소년단입니다. BTS!
방탄소년단.
Events after events, eh? Ah, the red hair and the red suit was dope.
20-1 made some really regrettable marks about BTS.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
Yikes.
I don't
Come
know. I
on.
think they look very nice.
Come on.
That is not what you were saying during the break.
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
Listen, the guys were snubbed. They've broken all these records. They've had an epic year. They should be in all the major categories. I don't like the fact that they've separated them.
Sorry to interrupt you, Denny, but that's what it's crazy because they constantly outsell American counterparts.
Yeah.
They outperform them, but they're still not acknowledged in the way they should be.
They're really trying to maintain their identity, and there is a barrier there when it comes to the Korean language. Like obviously, there's going to be some North American audiences that aren't going to have that on rotation, and it's still an issue with radio. That's the big thing. Like,
Didn't Netflix or someone put out some stat that's, or maybe it was even YouTube, that like more people listen to videos with the subtitles and lower music than no subtitles and louder volume or whatever. So like, aren't we at a point where like you can read along with the lyrics long enough to understand what they mean or follow along with the imagery, and then like you can just hear it for the art that it is? Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'll speak for myself. Maybe I gotta stop looking outwards.
Our fans, I think they're like more enthusiastic than anyone.
Can you describe that enthusiasm?
They brought a boy band from Korea to Grammys.
My next guest can only be described as an international music phenomenon. They have made Time Magazine's most influential list. They're the first Korean act to reach #1 on the Billboard charts, and they just became the first group since the Beatles to earn 3 #1 albums in less than a year.
Wow.
This time, the 7-member boy band has broken the record for the best-selling album here in Korea. Now, this album released this April.
And man, like that's a big feat, man, because there's been a lot of the K-pop or like the Korean bands to come out that have been huge. You know what I mean? Like that's saying something.
Has sold 3.4 million copies as of May.
BTS had the #1 best-selling physical album in the United States in the first half of this year.
Becoming the first Korean artist to win 2 trophies at the Billboard Music Awards in Las Vegas on Wednesday. The awards were Top Social Artist and Top Duo Group.
BTS has been named the Group of the Year on Variety's Hitmakers list.
BTS performed at the U.S.'s most watched New Year's concert, New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Their upcoming U.S. tour is one of the hottest tickets on Earth. Even more remarkable, considering most of their songs are not in English.
They're headlining 2 sold-out nights at Wembley Stadium, performing for 60,000 screaming fans.
Look at this audience.
다를 게 없이 큰 공연을 하는 것 자체가 우리가 여기서도 이렇게 공연을 크게 해요? 라고 다시 한번 되물으니까 그냥 와 우리 많이 성공했구나.
처음 했던 악셀 콘서트는 한 번이면 2,000명이 들었어요. 22대에서 23대 정도 증가하게 된 거죠. 그냥 어떻게 보면 뭐
Couldn't imagine what that feels like.
똑같은 수치 아닐까.
An economic analysis.
Tell you what, my personal experiences with that, going from like 14, 15 views to like one of my videos done like over 300,000, man. It's like that little tiny comparison that I can kind of make is a wild feeling. It's a wild feeling. I couldn't imagine what that felt like every day, every night. When it comes to views, every few friggin' minutes, I bet.
Analysis showed that BTS's last concert in Seoul created nearly as much economic gains as the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics in early 2018.
It is estimated that roughly 100,000 foreigners came to Korea during that time. That number includes 23,000 foreign fans who came solely to see the concerts and their companions.
24% of ARMY were male, while a clear majority, 76%, were female. 24% were 10 to 19-year-olds, 26% were 20-year-olds, 19% were 30-year-olds, and hold on,
30.
This doesn't seem right. 27% were 40 to 49 years old.
Hi, I'm Sam and I'm 34. Hi, I'm Cheryl. I'm just over 50.
I'm 56.
I'm 64.
I'm 33. I'm 36 years old. Almost 48 years old.
I'm 44 years old. I have 2 children.
BTS, like, telling everyone to love themselves, to, like, you know, be who you are. And right. And, you know, having a group of, like, musicians and, like, really talented people talking about, like, better yourself, love yourself, and, you know, become something good in life. It's actually good.
I love the. It is good. Oh, John Cena too. God, he got skinny. It's important, man. You got that much of a following, and you're doing it with like authentic and like real, meaningful music, and telling people to believe in yourself and being, you know, authentic about your struggles. And like, it's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be 12 to 16 hours if you want to do this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's really neat. It's really neat. And now I'm starting to really understand like why a lot of y'all are proud of, like, a lot of y'all share your age and how long you've been listening to BTS and like how long you've been into music and stuff. Like, and like I get it, man. This is really cool. This is really cool.
And, you know, become something good in life. It's actually good.
I love the band for their message. They're giving people who are misunderstood the belief that what they're doing is right, and I think that's very important. You should love yourself.
For a group that is such larger than life, that it can be so easy to like dehumanize them.
Yeah.
They really do a good job of keeping themselves like really like just natural and humble.
I've never seen a whole concert. It's astonishing. I don't know how they do it. They are amazing performers.
And we loved it, and we had a blast. We got out of our seats, we got right down in the pit and broke a sweat dancing.
As a group, BTS has previously teamed up with UNICEF and spoken in front of the UN about the importance of self-love for global youth.
We have learned to love ourselves. So now I urge you to speak yourself.
That's cool. I didn't know that either.
방탄이라는 게 이제 총알을 막아낸다는 의미잖아요. 이제 총알처럼 쏟아지는 편견과 억압에서 이제 당당히 저희 세대의 생각과 가치를 지켜내겠다는 그런 심오한 뜻이 담겨 있어요.
Interesting.
I'm finding how to love myself. You know, I didn't know anything about love myself, but you guys taught me through your eyes, through your love, through your tweets, through your letters, through everything. You guys taught me and inspired me how to love myself. And loving myself is my whole life goal until my death. And you know, what is loving myself? What is loving yourself? I don't know. Who can define their own method and the way of loving myself? It's our mission to define our way to love ourselves. It's never intended, but it feels like I'm using you guys to love myself. So I want to say one thing. Please use me. Please use BTS to love yourselves.
That's so cool, man. What a cool message. The thing is, though, is like, I was having a conversation about like behavioral coaching with someone the other day. And like, if you tell me what's important to you and I motivate you with that to do something good for your life, in your terms, in your words, and by your definition, I've technically manipulated you for the better, right? And so it's kind of like a similar like instance. He's saying like, I used you. I needed you to get to where I am today. And I hope that you need me, and I hope that you use me to get where you need to get in your life. And I think that's really cool, man. I think that's really cool. I'm trying not to get too emotional here.
Because you guys taught me how to love myself every day. Thank you so much. We love you guys. 감사합니다.
Single night, eh? And how many jobs have they given? Like they said, like since the Olympics, they did as much revenue or whatever, GPA growth, economic growth, whatever the word is. Look at that. Ah, man, that was cool. I'm gonna leave that up. That's probably their stuff. Check them out. Check them out if you have Twitter or Instagram. Man, that was a really cool video. That was a really cool video. I just like it. It's interesting, man. Like my own personal experience is all I can really go on. And so like when I was in my band, man, we practiced. We paid money for a rental spot. Like, you know, like depending on what part of my life you look at, but like for years and years and years and years, and you go to open mics and open jams and you play, and like people look at you funny because like you're playing. Well, in our case, we're playing covers and this and that, and it was like lots of like folk and indie places that we went to, but like we just wanted the experience. And then we start booking jobs, and then people are like, "Oh, nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to hear hard rock in the third set." And it's like, well, I don't know, man. It keeps working, and people keep drinking and keep booking us back, and then all of a sudden we're busy, and people go, "Oh, well, it won't last." And it's like, I don't know. It lasted like 3-4 years, so it's kind of like bad advice you're giving, like unless you've been there. You know, I don't know, man. This is really cool just to see like the journey, the self-love, the message, the struggle. The struggle is all a bunch of, I can't swear anymore on YouTube, bunch of BS, my friends. Anyhow, Mackenzie, my BTS Army friends, hold yourselves close today. See y'all again soon.